Hey guys, welcome to the Beautifully Nasty Podcast with your host, Courtney.
And I'm Daniel.
And if you guys would like to check out our podcast more and our pages, try on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and YouTube. Also, check out our pages on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And I just want to say thanks, guys, for the total love and support that you've given us.
It's awesome. It's really great.
It really is. I'm really astonished to see how much feedback we've gotten. It's amazing.
Over 100 views in less than a week.
Yes, and like the Facebook page, oh my gosh, you guys are like so on top of that.
I was watching it one day and it was 20 likes. And then a couple hours later, it was 50. And now, where is it at? Like 50? It's around 50, like 55. But it's great. It's awesome. All that support. But,
we never realized how many people really wanted to hear from us.
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
It's crazy. We only did one episode and it was an intro episode and it was really short. So I'm really surprised. Thank you so much.
And the funny thing is, though, before we get into the episode, I've noticed that, like, a lot of people, like, they like the first episode, but do you remember me telling you, like, oh my gosh, they like the first episode? Just imagine what they're going to do with the second episode.
In the third, in the 100th episode.
Yeah.
Man, this is awesome. I'm really excited to do this. It gives me something to look forward to every week, and I'm really excited to do it, and I'm excited to hear your feedback, see your feedback. It's great. It's great. But today's episode is about Halloween, because tomorrow is Halloween.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about Halloween?
Ooh, I would have to say probably, I mean, I know it sounds like typical, but the candy. The candy. I mean, who doesn't love the candy?
I love candy.
Speaking of candy, what was your favorite candy?
Candy corn. No,
I was about to say, what?
No, I hate candy corn. My favorite candy. Oh, man, what's my favorite candy? I love Twix.
Oh. See, I don't know. I mean, Twix was good, but, like, I'm talking, like, the old school candy. Like,
old school candy?
Like Chico Stick. Do you remember Chico Stick?
No.
Oh, my God. Okay, my dad, he loves Chico Sticks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if any of you guys, like, heard the song. The song Laffy Taffy, where it's like, shake that Laffy Taffy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that song, it said Chico Stick. And every time I heard it, I was just like, ew. Ew.
But what is it? Is it like a sugary thing or?
I honestly don't really know. I didn't really, like, I think I tried it like once.
Is it like a fun dip thing?
No. It's like just individually packaged. Like, it's just like, man, I don't know. But it's just hard to explain. It's got that sweet taste, but I think it's got like, I don't really know. I just never was into them. They weren't that good to me.
I normally like the nougat filled candies.
Oh my gosh.
Like Three Musketeers, Twix, stuff like that. Like Snickers. I like Snickers.
God, Sugar Daddies. Sugar Daddies are a bomb.
They're good. They'll ruin your teeth. But they're
I
great.
know.
They're great. I like whatchamacallits too.
Whatchamacallits? Those got a little bit newer, I feel like.
No, that's old school.
Really?
That's old school.
Huh.
Because one time I had a whatchamacallit and my mom was like, you have a whatchamacallit? I had a whatchamacallit when I was little.
I know, like, I've seen a lot of the candy from, like, back in the day start to kind of come back up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty neat, but I don't know, like, I like to try the new stuff, too.
Remember Boston Chew?
Yes. Isn't that still around, though?
Teaching kids how to chew tobacco since 1961.
Oh, my gosh. I swear. I saw that. I think I saw that on, like, what was it? Sandlot.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, I wanted it. I was like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
But, no, I mean, the candy is pretty cool. My parents were very kind of like they would let us have our candy, but, like, they would always want to eat out of it. Mm-hmm. And so I remember, like, packing mine up and putting it in the closet, like, so they couldn't find it, like, hiding it there.
Oh, I used to do that, too. And then I forget about it.
Oh, my gosh.
And then, like, a year later, there's old candy.
I'll never forget when I brought the whole entire bag of candy with me in my backpack to school. Like, I thought I was going to be, like, the coolest kid.
Yes, I did that, too.
Class.
I did that, too, just so I can be popular.
Right?
Yeah, but...
but I do it, like, after Halloween. Like, I wouldn't, like, do it on, the next day of Halloween. I would just wait. Because, you know, candy doesn't go bad. So, I would literally bring it down the road like, weeks down the road, and people would already be done with their candy, and like I'd show up and I'd be like, hey, you want some candy? I got you. I got you, bro.
But yeah, I did the opposite of what you did. I did it the next day, but everyone did that, so I was among people that already did that, so I was just another kid with candy.
And a lot.
So you did the smart thing.
But here's the thing. I kept getting the Tootsie Rolls.
Mm-hmm.
I kept getting I keep saying sorry. But I'm just really excited to talk about this next one. But the bubble gum. Do you remember the old bubble gum?
Oh, like Hubba Bubba?
Yes. Hubba Bubba.
Hubba Bubba, like the really big ones.
No, the really
ones.
Small ones.
But they're thick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were like in everything. So, I had to say that was one of my favorites. But I was a kid. Like, I loved chewing gum and eating gum. And I didn't even know how that worked. Like, in my head, I was just like, yeah, so I'm going to chew this and then swallow it. And then my parents were like, you're not supposed to swallow gum. I was like, my bad. I don't know. I was kind of a dumb kid.
What's the myth? It's supposed to stay in your intestines for like 7 years?
Yeah.
Something like that? But I heard that was debunked. Like, it's not true.
It's funny, though, because Halloween is supposed to be set around getting all these sugary things, mm-hmm. right? And then out of nowhere, like when you get older, you're like, oh, that's so much candy. You know? Like,
I had 2 donuts just like 30 minutes ago, and I was wired. I also had coffee, but I was wired. I was like tapping the desk. I was like, I'm having a sugar high.
I never forget also when we went trick-or-treating, and I was on this one road. I remember it was the year that I dressed up as a werewolf. Okay. My mm-hmm. mom, for some odd reason, okay. Do you remember the old movie with what was his name from Back to the Future?
Marty?
Yes. But his real name, I forgot his Michael J. Fox,
Michael
right?
J. Fox.
Yes. Well, he played in the werewolf movie. Do you remember that?
Teen Wolf?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, my mom, I wanted this wolf like the wolf mask. I wanted it so bad when we went into the store. My mom was like, "Oh, dress like a cheerleader. Dress like a cheerleader with that mask on." And I was like, "Mom, that is not me. You know that's not me. Like, why would I wear a wolf mask with a cheerleader outfit? Like, no." She was like, "You can be the girl version, the Teen Wolf version." And I was just like, "No.
I want to be the Marty version."
That's what I really want to be. I want to disguise myself as a Wolverine and then just become out of X-Men out of nowhere. But no, I had to say, like, when I went that year, though, got a ton of candy, which, by the way, that mask got really, really hot. Okay. Well, when we were down that road, I was getting hot. I was wearing all this other stuff. I can't even remember what it was, but I just remember I was wearing like a hood type thing. Mm-hmm. And we get down the road, and some person isn't handing out candy. Get this. They're handing out Yoo-Hoos.
Yoo-Hoos?
Like these little, like, the little juice boxes?
Yeah.
It was, instead of juice, it was Yoo-Hoos. And I was just like, yes, someone gets it.
That's awesome.
Because, like, you get tired and you get, like, hot and stuff when you're, like, especially in the costumes.
And especially in the South.
Yes.
Sometimes it gets kind of hot here.
So I mean,
it's going to be cold tomorrow, but...
So, honestly, I was like, wow, this is great. Like, this person knew what to get us. But, by the way, what did you dress up as when you were a kid?
My earliest memory... my parents told me the first costume I ever used was, like, Pooh Bear or something as a baby. Or, like, I think it was a bee. But, my earliest memory was, like, Superman. And, I had black hairspray. And I sprayed my hair. And, first of all, it acted like hairspray. Made my hair spike up and everything.
That's weird.
And, it was weird. It was cheap. And, I had my Superman outfit on. I looked great. And I remember it took about a week to get that black hairspray out. Yes.
So, was it not temporary? Like,
it was temporary, but it just got in there. It just
crazy.
got in right in there. And, I took a bath. I remember I took a bath. The water was completely black.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
And I was like maybe 5, 6, something like that. And I would trick or treat on the weekend, like Saturday or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because my parents didn't really want me to go out late on the school night.
Yes.
And I remember back in the day, it was a scare that people would put razor blades in the candy or drugs in the candy.
It was always a myth that, like, somebody would get razor blades stuck in there, which I don't think I personally haven't ever heard of anyone getting anything done like that.
I know it probably has happened before, but stupid stuff happens all the time. But it doesn't happen regularly. I mean, be careful, watch out. I mean, don't get candy from strangers, but
I was a couple of weird things growing up. I did a witch. That was pretty cool. I had to say that was probably the coolest thing I thought I was.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did a skeleton, and then I had another favorite that I did. I think I dressed up as like a clown. Oh, I dressed up as a clown. That was a little weird for me because like I look at myself now and I'm like, oh my god, I don't do clowns. Like not my thing.
I remember doing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Oh yes.
I was Michelangelo, and I remember that. I had a mask. I went to Broadway, and I don't know if it was because I was a kid, but everyone told me that was the best costume they seen. I think it was because I was a kid and they were just being nice.
So you guys know, Broadway is a big area here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
It's where like everyone goes on Halloween to show off like their costumes. It's mainly near the like the clubs and stuff. So like a bunch of people get together and you see some of the best costumes too.
That's where everyone goes. It's not like when we say Broadway, you're probably thinking of like a play theater in New York. But no, it's like they have rides there, they have restaurants there, they have
it's like a big boardwalk but all in a circle. Like
it's about the size of like a good sized downtown area. But it's nice. People go there mainly like on dates or like a family to go on rides, or they have like a big section where it's just like bars and stuff. Yeah. There's some cool places. You remember Dueling Pianos? That was cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was really fancy. But, everyone goes there on Halloween. You get to see the best costumes.
Awesome. And I mean, people really put a lot of effort in these costumes when you look there. Mm-hmm. Like I saw last year, me and my family went to go visit, like there just for the day. Mm-hmm. And I have to say I saw one of the best costumes, which was Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, that's cool.
And then the other person was Gene Simmons. God, I don't want to say scissors. Gene Simmons.
Edward Simmons and Gene Scissorhands. Just imagine Gene Scissorhands on stage, like at Kiss.
Instead of like...
He's like, rock and roll all night, folks, and he has like scissor hands.
And then you see Scissorhands in the movie, and it's just like his tongue is sticking out. That's the main thing. That's the main plot there. He's got a really long tongue. It's not even that his hands are made of scissors, because that's not creepy that he's got a long tongue and like major scissored hands.
Gene Scissorhands cuts a poodle's hair on stage. Hilarious.
But they did really good. I mean, it was amazing. Like, it was almost like they were the real thing. Mm-hmm. And they were a couple. Like, it was legit a husband and wife. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my God, that's really cool. We even got pictures with them and everything. My niece got pictures with them. It was really neat. I'm really excited for this year.
Oh, gosh. Like, I haven't been really doing Halloween stuff in like 10 years or so. Something like that. It's been a while, I was like 13 or 14 last time I really did Halloween. So, I'm really excited. We're going to be the doctors.
Yeah, and like the thing is, I haven't dressed up in a long time either. So that's going to be really cool. Mm-hmm. I also am nervous because like it's a lot of people there. Like it's really crowded and it's easy to get lost and all that. Mm-hmm. But I'm excited. I really am. When I started trick-or-treating, I trick-or-treated all the way up until I was like, 12 maybe?
Yeah, same
I tried
here.
to get away with it. Like, I would try to even do it when I was a teenager, like, keep trying. That was the funny thing.
But there's, like, the stigma to where, like, when I was a teenager, when we were teenagers, there's a stigma where, like, you're too old to trick-or-treat. And right now, it's fine. I want to trick-or-treat all day.
Heck yeah. Shoot.
23 years old, I'll do it when I'm 90.
No, what was funny was when you knew the area that was like rich, full of candy. Like you were like, oh yeah, we want to go to that area because every year they give you the best candy. Mm-hmm. And then like the places where you're not supposed to go. Yeah. Where people are like, don't go there. They give you really crappy candy.
I'm having pictures in my head. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right?
Yep.
Also, I had to say some of the greatest Halloween movies have been like released in the past like couple of years. The new Halloween, back when the Halloween movie came out, the one that Rob Zombie did. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I actually liked that. Some people don't.
It's good.
I really liked it.
But Rob Zombie, he directs movies a certain way, so you have to like Rob Zombie movies. And I I thought it was pretty good.
Wasn't it you that told me that like his wife was in that movie? Or one of the movies?
I don't think I told you, but I think his wife is in the movie.
Yeah. His wife, I thought, was in the movie that, like, acted... No, it wasn't. It was my brother. My brother...
Yeah.
He said something about it was his wife.
Yeah.
In the movie. That acted in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty neat. Because, like, I didn't even notice, like, to be honest with you. I mean, not trying to be weird or anything. I'm not much of a Rob Zombie fan.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not some of my area. But, I mean, for movie-wise, he's done really good. I mean...
You know who's my favorite director of all time?
Who?
He also does Halloween stuff.
Who?
Tim Burton.
Oh, yes. We were talking about this today.
Tim Burton is the best Halloween movie director of all time. Arguably.
Anything of his with Johnny Depp is good.
Yes.
Oh
Him
my
and Johnny
gosh.
Depp makes AAA movies. Just plop them out. They're awesome.
Like, so far, like I told you today, that that movie of Johnny Depp when he was shaving people.
Mm-hmm.
That was such a good movie. I can't remember the name of it. It's going to bug me now.
Yeah,
you guys know the name of this? Comment.
Just let us
please,
know.
Because I totally forgot what it is. But that was one of my favorites. I just don't remember the name of the movie because it's been so long. But Halloween is just a good time of year in general. Like, it gives you a chance to be spooky when all the other times of the year, most people are, like, focused on, like, work and, like, school and doing whatever. And this is, like, one day of, like, the year that you can just be anything.
Yeah, it's like you can escape reality for a second there and be whoever you want to be. And just go ahead and just be a kid.
You know what I always thought was really weird, though? Is the people that get, like, so antsy about not allowing their kids to, like, go trick-or-treating. I'm like,
yeah,
it's not like it's not like they're representing, like, some kind of religion or some kind of, like, big stance on something.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to get candy.
Yeah,
I mean,
a lot of people around here, they think Halloween is like a devil, holiday or something. And I'm like, no.
I mean, it's just supposed to be fun. Like,
the origins of Halloween is kind of weird, but
I know that, I know that, like, some of the actual background of Halloween has been made out to be something, you know, crazy and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I don't even take it as that. Like, my kids are gonna go trick or treating one day.
Like, yeah, definitely, yeah. Like, it's the way you perceive it. If you dress up like the devil or something, that's you. But if you're like a Christian family or a religious family, dress up as like I don't know, princess and
or a big M&M.
A big M&M. Be something crazy like Pooh Bear or Pikachu or something.
I don't think it should be necessarily taken so seriously.
Yeah, don't take it so serious. It's meant to have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun. But, you know...
Oh, speaking of, do you remember the Haunted Mansion?
Haunted Mansion.
With Eddie Murphy in it?
Eddie Murphy, yes.
Ooh.
Yes. With the talking heads?
Yes.
The singing heads, my bad.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
That was my favorite game. Did you ever play the game?
Like PS2 or something like that?
I don't even remember. I think it was PS2, but that was like a really good game. But honestly, when I was a kid, I was so scared to play it at night. Like, I was just like, no, I can't play it at night. Like, this is scary. Like,
Eddie Murphy will get me. Eddie Murphy will get me.
It's just, I don't know. It didn't make no sense to play it at night for me. Like, I was just too honestly scared. Like, I was scared to play Hitman at night. Like, no joke. I was just
Hitman?
like, oh, no, I don't want to play this unless it's daytime. Like, it scared me bad.
I was afraid to play Silent Hill.
Silent Hill. I don't think I ever played that, but I did see the movie Silent Hill.
I never seen Silent Hill.
You've never seen it?
No, I haven't. No, like I wish I did, because I've seen like Resident Evil movies, but I've never seen Silent Hill.
Hills Have Eyes is a good one too.
Yes.
Have you remember seeing that?
Hills Have Eyes is one of the best movies.
I actually have to
Horror
say,
movies.
When I was a kid, me and my brother's favorite like scary movies were honestly the Halloween ones with Michael Myers, and then the other one was what was it? They were chased. They were cannibals. Wrong Turn.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong Turn. That was like honestly our favorite. But then like as they got more popular, Wrong Turn movies, they ended up getting really bad. Like really bad. It wasn't that good to me.
That's how Saw was. The first Saw, I loved the first Saw. And I liked the second one. But as they got to the third one and the fourth one and the fifth one, it just got downhill. I mean, they filled some plot holes and the story was good, but the direction of the movie wasn't as good. I just watched it just because of the storyline, but
I just wanted to see the sneaky like schemes that he had in each like movie. You know what I mean?
But you know his motive, right?
What?
His motive is like he puts these bad people in a situation to where if they escape, they're meant to escape and live. But if they die, that's their fate, is to die.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I mean,
like, these are bad people. These are murderers, pedophiles.
It's like he's taking, like, I know it sounds weird, but it's like he's taking a video game and, like, narrowing it down for them. Like, it's to see how well they use their mind to get out of death, basically.
Yeah.
And I find that kind of cool, but at the same time, it's like, if this was to happen in real life, I probably would be the first to die. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because like I am a really slow seeker, so like I get things, but it just takes me a little bit.
Yeah, Saul, you have a time limit.
Yeah.
And once that time limit goes down, you're dead. Like I remember one scene which everyone knows. It's this guy strapped to a chair, and he has like a device on his face. I don't know if you know this.
I remember that.
And he has to unlock it. Mm-hmm. And within like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes.
And it crushes his head if he doesn't. Yeah.
He has to find the key. You know where the key is?
Wasn't it inside of him,
No. It was in his eyeball.
Oh, see,
and
he
had a scalpel. And he had the...
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Ooh.
I remember that from the Saw game.
I think
one of the worst.
The worst one for me was the needles.
That's the worst scene in any horror movie because I have a phobia of needles.
Yes.
I have a big phobia of needles. In that part, I remember they're in this big house, right? And this lady fell into this pit of needles.
Yes.
And I was like, it makes my stomach turn.
Could you imagine, like, you're falling in a pit and you're literally getting stuck?
Stuck
with
everywhere.
Needles.
And they're screaming. Oh, man. Gosh. That's crazy. Terrible. That's terrible.
It's like taking your most biggest fears and putting it in, like, one house. And you just basically walking into them. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the craziest thing to me.
Speaking of biggest fears, the movie It, the new one.
Oh, yes.
The new one. Now, the older one was good. Everyone loves It. But the new one? Good. Still good. It's awesome.
I actually did like that. A lot of people kept saying, like, oh, it's going to be really scary.
It's not scary.
Because, like, I hesitated to watch it at first because I liked the old one. It wasn't, to me, it wasn't that good because I was scared as a kid when I watched it. But it's still, to see something be done over again, it's always like that fear of, are they going to get it right? Is it going to be as good? Are they going to make it, a little less, scary or something like that? But honestly, watching it after having a fear of watching it was a lot better than I thought. It turned out really good.
I don't know if I'm getting older or what, but the movie wasn't scary. I didn't really have any jump scares. I think none at all. It was just more, it was creepy, and it was a thriller, suspenseful. It was really good. I liked it.
Spoiler alert if you have not seen it yet.
Spoiler alert.
If you have not seen this, I have to say two of the biggest, like, jumpy parts that had me was when he was in the basement and he, like, came at the kid, like,
yeah.
Like,
yeah, that was creepy. I did jump at that. My bad. I jumped at that.
I was like, this little clown is coming out of the water. What the heck's going on? Like,
I don't like the fact in the movie they changed the roles of the kids a little bit. I remember the new kid, the black kid.
Yeah.
In the first movie, it was a racial thing, but now they changed it because it was just a new kid. And I think in the old one, the new one they made fun of the fat kid because he was fat, right? I think in the old one, or in the new one, they didn't really say that as much, but in the old one they really did.
He was mainly just targeted for being new. Also,
new, yeah.
I think one of the parts of the movie that I did not quite understand, and this is just me, like, because when I'm watching movies, I'll find something, like, to criticize, which is kind of bad, but I do.
You need to watch Movie Sins.
Movie Sins. That sounds.
They have, like, they play a movie, and each time a movie does something wrong, they add a counter, like, sin number 1, sin number, like, they pause it, and the narrator's like, that kid did this, and there's a continuity error, like, sin number 1, they keep doing it. Emoji Movie had like 400 sins or something like that.
I have to say, probably the part that I was talking about was when the little chubby kid, the little new kid, when he was getting picked on, when they had him at the bridge, and he, like, fell back and rolled down the hill. At that scene, when they were cutting him, this car drives by. Now, I get it, there's the red balloon in the car and everything. I get that, okay? But this car drives by, And obviously you can tell it's like just a random person driving by. It's not like it's a random person.
Mm-hmm.
But he just happened to notice the red balloon or whatever. But they didn't even stop. Like, if I seen a kid getting picked on, do you think I'm just gonna just drive on by? No, I'm gonna stop and be like, hey, quit picking on that kid.
I remember that part, yeah.
I don't know. For me, it was just like common sense. Like, why would you not you not stop for that kid getting bullied?
Cinematic purposes.
And then on top of that, that little fat kid kept getting cut and beat up and everything throughout the movie.
Yeah, he got it bad.
And that one kid ended up stealing his like girlfriend or whatever, or well, the girl he liked. And I felt like he just didn't get awarded as well as he should have, you know? But that movie ended up turning out really good. I wish they would redo Pet Sematary. Have you ever seen that?
I've seen it probably once or twice. I don't remember much of it.
Pet Sematary is like this, to me it was this animal creepy like feel. Like it just, don't get me wrong, I know it's supposed to be creepy. I get that. But it was like a whole nother realm. It wasn't just, like, you know how like It was all about like the clown. Okay? Well, that happens to be one of a lot of people's fears. Clowns. No one ever thinks about animals getting possessed. Like, it was just, I thought it was really cool that they made it a little better to go after on a person and stuff like that. Because everybody sees like serial killers chasing people and all that. But for once, it was like actual animals chasing after these people that were possessed and things like that. That movie was creepy. Oh, when I was a kid, that movie was creepy.
But serial killer movies like Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street. What's your favorite?
Oh, that's hard. That is really hard because I kind of dig Jason from Friday the 13th because
classic. Because
he just never dies. Like there's just no way. Not saying that the rest of them die, but like
it took a lot to kill.
This dude.
Spoiler alert! It took a lot to kill Jason.
Yes.
At the very end of the series, it took him to go to space. I think.
He even kept alive after that.
Oh, really?
Yes. They had these little like bugs or whatever that like formed him back to a person, I think.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah,
the space one is probably the stupidest one, but at the same time, it was funny.
Funny.
Like when he takes them in the sleeping bags and he just knocks them against the wall. Like, I was like, who does that?
Oh yeah, that's right. You binge watched every single Friday movie because of the game.
Yep.
I remember that. And I gave
you watched some of them though.
I watched like 1 through 3, but I had work to do.
Oh yeah, that was when we were kind of working. I think that was during like summer.
It was during summertime. I worked a lot. So
it was like really busy. Yeah. But it would be between Jason and Michael Myers because Michael Myers literally just walks and he just doesn't do anything. Like he's just like, I'm coming to get you.
I mean, he was the voice of Shrek and he did Cat in Hat.
No, not that Michael Myers. At first I was like, Michael Myers had a voice. What?
Yeah, it was Austin
and
Powers.
then I just realized you're talking about Mike Myers. I'm like, what?
The spy who shagged me.
I was like, what? This makes no sense. He's a serial killer and now he's making voices for Shrek? What? But no, like he literally just walks. Like he'll be at one edge of the like screen and the next minute he's like already behind you and I'm just like, come on now. I can barely even get my cat when she walks across the room. Like I'm over here like, come back here.
Halloween was great. It started the whole serial killer type thing. Really kind of. Because Friday, they made that movie to play off the popularity of Halloween.
Yeah.
I remember I was watching the first Halloween, and my dad told me that movie was so low budget, they couldn't find a mask. So they went to the local Halloween store and got a Captain Kirk mask, painted it white, and that's the mask.
Wow.
Captain Kirk.
Honestly, I thought it was cool because they brought his family into that a lot. Like Jamie Lee Curtis being in it.
Oh yeah, she was great.
And that really helped her career, I feel like, because seeing her in horror movies really pulls somebody. Like I've never seen that many stars go through horror films and like stay in the horror films. Like usually they just like end up killed off or whatever.
But think though, without that movie, we wouldn't know how to keep our digestive system in track. Because of Activia.
Oh my
Not
God.
A sponsor.
I was about to say, what is going on here? Speaking of, did you hear she's doing the new one? They're going to release a new one.
Yes. That's awesome.
I think it's so great that she's going to be in it. But I thought she was killed in like one of them.
they'll find something to do.
like pull out.
Yeah, they'll find something.
I don't know. Michael Myers was really honestly one of my faves though. Freddy Krueger really just freaked me out because of the fact that he could be in your dreams.
Yes.
Like that was creepy to me.
Always took them to the boiler room to kill them. My favorite one was when the kid was playing like Super Mario, and it was like a dream of him playing Super Mario.
Oh wow!
And Freddy Krueger was Mario, and then the kid was like got sucked into the TV or something, and I thought it was weird. Like killed him in the video game.
So I feel like the weirdest one of his to me was when he turned into the caterpillar.
That was weird too.
Oh, that was just I did not like that. He was like smoking, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a caterpillar. Like, I thought that was weird.
But Freddy Krueger, that's the type of characters I love. It's like the anti-hero knight. He's kind of good, kind of bad.
Well, he could transform into anything.
Yeah. And he has this, like, he's very witty. That's why I like Deadpool so much.
Oh, Deadpool's so good.
Yeah, Deadpool and Freddy Krueger, they're kind of the same, really. With humor.
Except for Freddy's the scary version.
Yeah.
Deadpool is supposed to be looked at as, like, some kind of super hero villain type.
He's in it for himself.
Yeah.
If it benefits him, he'll do it.
Speaking of, that movie was really good. Deadpool was really good.
Waiting for the next one.
I have to say they honestly went over the head with that. Like I feel like they didn't realize how well that was going to get. Mm-hmm. And then once they released it, they were like, yep, people responded very nicely. Like, this is the way we're going to do it. Mm-hmm. I think that was probably the one, like, Marvel movie that was actually shown right. Like, I feel like Superman and all that just got overplayed, and they put too much thought into it, and they kept trying to, like, add all this enhancement to, like, make it better. But, like, with Deadpool, it really turned out to be something I did not expect. It turned out to be a lot better.
You know what bugs me, though? Just like Deadpool and in like horror movies and Halloween movies, Deadpool, like, the parents would say something. Like the adults would say something like, kids shouldn't watch this. People shouldn't watch this. It advocates violence. And if you watch this, you'll kill people. See, like, horror movies, they're meant... Oh, gosh. It really bugs me. It's
like, they'll let their kid watch, like, Scream, okay? Something that, like, is so stupid. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was a good horror movie, by the way. But, I mean, like, it was an actual horror movie. And then they'll get all mad that their kid... Like, that people told them not to show their kids Deadpool. And I'm just like, how are you gonna diss Deadpool when you just allowed your kid to watch Scream, right? Like, what?
Yeah.
I get old horror films and stuff are, like, cool and everything, but that doesn't make them any less, like, bad for you than Deadpool.
Hey, Billy, let's go hunting some animals. Let's kill some innocent animals and then play... But, hold on now, you can't play Grand Theft Auto 4. You can't do that.
Like, I never understood that. Like, people just get too into things. Like, don't get me wrong, I couldn't buy a whole bunch of games either. I mean, I never forget going into the store and they're like, oh, this is rated mature, you have to have your parents. But, like, honestly, my dad didn't care. Like, he was just like, screw it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of, like, horror games and stuff.
I think the only one I'm into right now is Friday 13th.
Friday 13th.
As you know.
But you remember Layers of Fear when we played that?
Layers of Fear. Did we play that?
It was the old apartment.
Oh, no, I don't
We
remember.
had a ton of people on the couch, and we were all taking turns playing.
Yes.
It was like a psychological horror game.
That was pretty trippy.
It was trippy. It was scary, too.
I mean, honestly, like, that was one of those things where, like, if you got really drunk and you were playing that game, you'd be like, what is going on?
What's that?
But it was a good game, though.
It was pretty good.
Like I said, I'm digging Friday the 13th right now.
Yeah.
I just like talking crap to people. Like, people get so, like, into that game. And sometimes they get, like, to the point that they're holding up, like, different plans. Like, they've gotten used to, oh, well, they're going to put the gas in the car. Mm-hmm. So I better put traps near the car. Like, it just, I don't know. It got to the point where I just stopped playing as much. And people would leave the match. Mm-hmm. And I was like, are you serious? Like, don't do that. But
Courtney's debut to YouTube was a Friday the 13th video.
I didn't even know I was being recorded.
That's illegal.
he recorded me without telling me. No, I'm just kidding. But it was funny to hear my voice, though. That was really weird.
Get used to it.
Yeah. By the way, hearing my voice on this is just, like, so funny. I sit here and laugh about it constantly. Like, I'm like, I don't know about this.
I remember a couple days ago we were listening to the podcast, and it was pretty loud. And I was talking to Courtney about it, and I was like, I was talking in the podcast, and I was trying to like.
You're trying to talk over.
Talk over my own voice, and that was the weirdest thing. I was like, "Shut up, me."
I think that's worse than any horror film, actually. Just hearing your own voice, like you're just like, it sounds too creepy.
We hate our own voice, and there was like a Vsauce episode about that. It's like when we talk, we hear our own voice with the bones vibrating and stuff, and we hear it differently. But
they say that if you like when you record your voice, that is actually how you sound on an everyday basis.
Yeah.
But it's different from the voice that's in your head. Because you're honestly like stuck on it and you think it sounds the way it is. Which I have to say, it totally sounds different than the one in my head.
Sounds the same to me.
It sounds like I have like two personalities over here. I'm just like, it's different from the one in my head. But no, I'm excited. Halloween's been pretty neat so far. Like for the weekend, I'm talking. Like for the weekend, it's been pretty neat. I've been seeing a lot of cool costumes. Like because at my other job, I see a lot of people come in, and I had this guy that came in with. Well, you were there. He had the big shoes. Remember? He was supposed to be Frankenstein. Yeah.
Frankenstein. Yeah.
This dude went all out, man. Like, I mean, he just technically he's bald.
Yeah.
But he made fake
Wait, you know
hair.
him?
Yeah, I know him.
Oh, I thought it was just a random dude.
No, he comes in all the time.
Oh.
He's a regular. But he's bald, actually bald.
Yeah.
And he made the hair for the top. Like,
that's awesome.
I didn't think he could do that, but I didn't even recognize him until like he came in the second time after you left. I was like, what?
You know what's really funny though? I remember him coming in, and he was like big old Frankenstein, and you're like, "Hey, what's up?" He's like, "Hey, what's up?" I was expecting like, "Me here, hi."
What's funny though is that guy normally comes in and just buys like a pack of cigarettes or something like every time he comes in, and this time he was just like, I was like, "What is there that I can get you?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm just looking for a cigar." And I was like, Frankenstein with a cigar. This is pretty crazy. Like
next you'll see him with like a glass of whiskey neat.
And I never forget that night. Actually, Broadway got rained on, so a ton of people with costumes ended up leaving.
Please don't let it rain tonight.
I don't think so. Oh, speaking of, I got my sonic screwdriver in the mail. I've just been playing with that thing for too long.
Much better than mine.
I'm waiting for the day to happen when like I just accidentally press a button and all of a sudden I'm in the TARDIS. Like I'm really just honestly waiting for that to happen because it's gonna happen. I just don't know when.
Yours is so much bigger than mine.
Oh god. Remember we tried to reenact one of the scenes?
Yeah. Oh, here's one thing. I think what we should really do to screw with people is to go to Broadway and reenact the scene from Doctor Who. Like the scene from 50th anniversary. I know you're nervous about it.
I am, yeah.
I think we should. Well, we probably won't.
The thing about it is what you guys don't understand is I'm actually really nervous in front of a lot of people to do things. I mean, I'll do it. I'll end up doing it. But I get all the way worked up and I get so like uptight and nervous and I start fumbling on my words and things like that. But like in the end, I am very, very excited.
Yeah.
I want to do it. I like making people laugh and I like making people smile. That has always been something I've been into when I was a kid.
See, I was always like that, nervous to do stuff. But I remember when I did improv comedy, my instructor told me that turn your nerves into not a bad feeling, but a good feeling. Yeah. Like train your brain to say, if you're nervous, this is good. Go and do it. That's how you do stuff.
Well, it's like, wasn't it you that told me this? But whenever you feel like nervous and scared, that means it's actually something that you need to do. Like
yes.
It's a good feeling.
It's a good feeling.
What was it? I can't remember what you told me.
I think exactly that.
Was it? It may have been. But like, because I was telling you I was nervous of something, but like I was excited nervous. And it's just it's a way that your body's telling you, do this. Yeah, do it. It's something you need to do. It's not actual fear. It's just you telling yourself that. Your mind just getting it ready.
Yeah, right before we record our podcast, like every single time, I'm always extremely nervous.
Oh yeah. I mean, we end up writing things out or we end up talking it or, rehearsing and stuff. But in reality, like we end up going off of whatever comes to mind, really. But I feel like it should be that way. It should be comfortable, Yeah.
I remember it was I think it was Post Malone. He said he's done all these live shows, and he said each and every time right before, I'm nervous. Conan said the same thing. He said each and every time I'm nervous. He's done this for 30 years.
Oh, speaking of, I know this was totally off subject, back to the Halloween thing, but
yeah,
my mom actually made me a angel outfit one year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll never forget her making it. It was so crazy when your parents made your costumes.
Mm-hmm.
When they make your costumes, it's like, you look back and you're like, man, they put a lot of effort into that. But when you're like that age, that young, you're just like, when is it going to be done? I want to do it. I want to wear it now. And then I get so excited, like, even up till now, like, I get excited to wear my costume. I'm like, I want to wear it. I want to wear it right now.
That's how I am
live
now.
in it.
That's how I am now. Folks, I didn't get a Doctor Who costume. I made it. You made it.
Yeah.
You made yours too. We made this thing.
I had to say, that took us forever to find that,
Trench coat?
yes. It took us forever. We went to shop after shop after shop trying to find it.
Finally found one.
Yes.
In a store that we can't say their name unless they give us money.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. It's right down the road. This Halloween store.
But might I say, that's probably one of my favorites ever since I've gotten older, is going to the Halloween store.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing all the trendy, popular, modern things now, and, you know, going in there and you're like, oh my gosh, they have this. Like, when we went into the Halloween store the other day, they had a ton of stuff from Stranger Things. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, oh my god, this is so cool.
Isn't it cool to see Stranger Things blow up like that?
Yes.
Because last year when it came out, it was like everyone loved it, but it wasn't big.
Well, people weren't as into it. Like, it was like, oh, try out this show.
Yeah.
You'll really like it.
Yeah, I've always I went to work and like, have you heard of this thing? This is really cool. And I was like, sure, I'll watch it. Glad I did though.
Oh my gosh. It ended up blowing up pretty good.
Now they have Funko figures, and if you go to Hot Topic or Spencer's, like the first thing you see is Stranger Things stuff.
Man, that show really made it good though.
Mm-hmm.
I had to say, like, when I first started watching it, my favorite character was either Barb or 11. I loved them both. They were just, that was the ones I wanted to know what was going on with them, you know?
I'm sorry, Barb was your favorite.
I know. I say that, but like, and what's funny though is she has the same name as me. Like, my real name is Barbara.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So like, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, you should dress up as Barb for Halloween. And I'm like, no, that's not happening.
I've only seen episode 1 of the new season, so don't spoil it for me, people. But I feel like Barb is going to show up.
I want to say she does. Like, I just want to be like, okay, she's coming back. She's going to make a reappearance and everybody's going to be like, what? How? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, if Jamie Lee Curtis can come back, then I'm sure Barb can come back. Like,
yeah. I feel like she's going to come back. It's just, I have a feeling.
I have to say, probably the coolest part about that show, by the way, is the fact that it takes place in like almost like what would you say? Like an 80s?
Yes, 80s,
like realm. I like it. I like it that they got even close to like the style, to the way they did things, like the toys and stuff.
Even the direction of the movie feels like an 80s movie.
It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
To me, this sounds weird, but I get like you remember the E.T., right?
Oh, yes.
I get like an E.T. vibe.
Yes, exactly.
Like just the surroundings and the background and stuff like that.
Who directed that? Spielberg?
I
think it was Spielberg.
Was it?
I think it was Spielberg.
E.T. was a really good movie.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I could probably watch that one like 1,000 times and be good. Like
who was the kid in that? Was it Drew Barrymore? No.
Well, Drew Barrymore played the sister.
Yeah.
I don't remember who played...
Kirsten Dunst? No.
No. Talking about the main kid?
No. There was a girl in there.
Yeah, Drew Barrymore played the little
that's
sister.
Her? Okay, yeah. I remember there was one that...
she ended up bonding with E.T. a lot more than anyone in that
yeah.
movie. Gosh, she was so little in that movie. And you see her now, and she's got kids and all this other mess. But I really don't even know like where she's at completely. Like, I just know she had kids or something.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that actually played an E.T., I just saw him in another film recently.
Really?
And I was like, what? Yeah, you remember, what was it? Gerald's Game or something like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was a creepy movie. Which, by the way, was done also by, what's his name that did it? We just talked about it. Stephen King.
Stephen King, yeah.
I thought that was so crazy. He did that. And that's a Netflix movie. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, Netflix is getting really good with releasing these movies.
Yes, original films, they're so good. Oh, man. TV is going to go out of business. Like cable and stuff. Cable.
It's become so much better than what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's kind of messed up that Disney is talking about, like, what leaving them or something.
Yeah, Disney is talking about taking all the Disney films out of Netflix and then making their own streaming service.
See,
But here's the thing, it's stupid, but people are going to buy into it because
Well,
it's
yeah.
Disney.
Well, yeah, because I mean, there's so many of my friends that are into Disney.
Mhm.
Like, literally, I probably could count off like 5 people on my hand
Disney,
that love Disney World, and they go to Disney World like more than 2 times a year. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
Disney, they own the media.
They do.
The media
They
and TV, entertainment, anything to do with shows, movies, they own every single thing.
I've noticed that they're trying to get better with their movies, sort of like Marvel does.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how Marvel has...
Disney owns Marvel.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, they're actually making Disney movies, not just superhero movies. Like, I'm
Right.
talking, like, Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
When they redid that, I was like, thank you.
Yes.
Finally, something princess-like.
Talking about live action stuff?
Yes.
Yeah. Jungle Book was good.
That was actually pretty good. A lot of people disagree.
Yeah, a lot of people disagree. But I think it's more of a nostalgia thing. They're like, I remember this as a kid, it's not as good, but I think it was really good.
Well, it's because we keep comparing
We keep comparing.
to the old one.
Yeah. But when you're a kid, every movie's good.
Yeah. Like Scarlett Johansson did the voice of the snake.
Yeah. I think they
At
should.
first, I was like, I'm not digging it. Don't put a girl's voice.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And I'm not, being like against ladies or anything, because I am a lady. But like,
Oh, really?
I don't. Huh?
Oh, really?
Shut up. but like, I don't know. It just at first I was like, that's not normal. Like, it doesn't sound the same, so it can't be as
Mm-hmm.
good. But you have to be able to evolve with change
Mm-hmm.
on those type of movies. Like,
Yeah.
you have to understand that it's gonna be a little more enhanced for other people's viewing pleasure.
Right.
So, but Beauty and the Beast actually turned out a lot better than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, who doesn't like Emma Watson? So
I love Emma Watson. I
So-
love Emma Watson.
and
great.
I thought it was really cool at the end of that movie. They showed all the stars when they transformed,
Mhm.
and it was like people's voices I didn't even recognize. Like, I was like, oh my god, that person voiced him. What? That's so cool.
Mhm. You know what's funny?
So,
I'm acting like I saw it, never seen it.
never seen it.
I haven't seen the new one yet.
Oh, we gotta get you to watch that.
I gotta watch it. I mean, at least I saw Jungle Book. What's coming out next? Tarzan? Or is it already out?
I don't know. See, I haven't been paying attention to.
I think Tarzan's already out. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
I don't know. I gotta look into it because
They
I'm
got
really
a lot
excited
of good
about that.
stuff.
Did you? Do you know the Disney theory about Frozen's parents?
Yes.
Or Tarzan's parents and
Yeah,
Tarzan?
remember
and Frozen?
I was watching it with you, I think.
Yeah.
But remember you were telling me today they're doing Dumbo.
Oh, Dumbo, Tim Burton, Dumbo. Oh, I think that would be so good. Because I saw a fan concept art, like a fan theory of what it's going to look like, and it looks pretty cool.
I'm excited for that.
They haven't released any type of concept art or anything yet.
I
I'm
think
waiting for
they're-
that.
I think they're trying to make a big boom when
Yeah.
they release it. You know what I mean?
There's only one thing released. It's the release date, which is 2019, so we have to wait.
Oh well. I mean, if we've made it this far, we can make it again.
Good things come to those who wait.
But Halloween, I love the fact that I can dress as anything I want to be, because every other time of the day and year, I don't get to be anything I want to be. Instead, I have to be a worker that goes to work every day.
Yeah.
That's my costume every day, is going to work. Which I say that, but like, I mean, I actually really love my job, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I just would like to dress as a random person every day.
Yeah, I mean, people with the best jobs in the world, they still complain. Because,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's still a job. I mean, they can have fun at their job, but it's still a job at the end of the day.
It's like
I love my job, too.
It's like it's almost like, I want to say, like a show. There's cons and there's pros to everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just like the whole concept of dressing as something different,
Mm-hmm.
like every day of the year. You know, like I feel like that would be so cool.
Mhm.
That would be a really cool challenge, is to watch someone do something different every day.
We should do that.
That's a lot of time.
Starting
Not for me.
starting January 1st, 2018, we should dress differently every single day.
You mean as a different person or as a different thing or what?
No, different wardrobe every single day. We can't wear January 1st outfit on October.
That's really hard, because that's
And
a lot
it's
of money.
expensive too. It's expensive too.
Yeah, that's a little, because like
But
maybe you gotta wear your work uniform.
Also, there's not like 365 different types of pants, so
yeah,
that'll be hard too.
yeah.
We'll work out the kinks with that and make some rules and exceptions.
What if you just went as a different name every day? Literally a different name every day.
I think there'll be legal problems with that.
No, I mean like if anybody comes up to you or like you go into work or something, you're like, I go by Rob right now. Like that's my new name. Like, and then the next day you come in and you're like, my name is Glenn. Like it's just some random name.
But on a serious note, there is one challenge, and I think it's really cool. Do one thing that scares you every day.
I saw that. Where did I see that from?
Foster's, I think.
Yes. I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
She talked about she likes to do one thing that scares her the most every day.
And the last one?
To demolish the concept of fear.
And last one is your biggest fear.
Yeah, that's, ooh. But you know what I realized in that show? She did that because she was sick. She was ill. Yeah,
really?
She had some kind of cancer or something. Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
I think you had left the room at that time, but yeah, she was sick. She was very ill, and that was the whole reason why she did it.
Spoiler alert.
Nobody watches The Fosters anymore. If you do, comment. Let me know, because I am so excited to hear about that.
Are they getting canceled in the middle of a season or something?
I heard about it, but I feel like they wouldn't because there's so many more questions for the last episode of this season. Like, there's so many. Which, by the way, is such a good show. I mean, if you ever get a chance and you don't have anything to watch and you're wanting to know of something, try The Fosters. It's actually really good. I know it's like an ABC Family type hit, and a lot of people aren't into those, but it's actually pretty good. And once you get past the first couple episodes and stuff, you really start to get used to it, and you're like, wow. Also, Ozark. Have you seen Ozark?
Not yet.
Oh, you've got to watch it. It's so good. Oh, it's so good.
Isn't it like the Breaking Bad of cocaine?
Sorta, yes. Because, like, even that, if you watch the first episode, you're like, what? I don't really want to watch this. You did the same thing with Breaking Bad. It's like, okay, I just can't keep my attention. But after the first couple episodes, you're good.
You should watch Narcos. No, that's the Breaking Bad of cocaine.
Oh, I actually do want to watch that. That's pretty tempting.
It's really good. It's based on a true story.
Really?
Pablo Escobar.
Oh, yeah. You told me that.
They treated him like a god in Colombia.
Man,
like
that's crazy.
But here's what do you think about this? So he makes all this money, richest man in the world, for the time being, from drugs and cocaine, which kills a lot of people each and every day. But he uses that money to build schools and hospitals and houses, homes.
See, that's an iffy
for a poor.
That's an iffy thing, because it's like I don't want to see people die of something so tender, but at the same time, he is helping a community, so it's like at least he's not going out and buying him like a ton of cars and things like that.
Well,
I don't know. But you know what I mean? Like, at least he's trying to help in some way. Because even, I mean, come on, what drug dealer have you met that you've just been like, yep, he's gonna save the community. It's not gonna be the mayor of the place. It's gonna be the drug dealer.
Cheech and Chong. They're gonna save the world.
Actually, they have come out to do a lot more stuff than I thought. We've come to find out they've been they started releasing like CBD gummies, like they support them and stuff like that, and it's supposed to actually help. I'm not too much informed about CBD, but I've just recently started learning about it, and it really helps people like relax, helps their anxiety.
I'm all for it.
I mean, it's pretty neat. Like, I don't know, like it's definitely something I want to look more into and see what the feel of it is. Like, what are the legal terms on it? What else does it do? So far, though, I have a couple of friends that have told me that it really helps their anxiety. Because, like, depression and anxiety has really gotten so bad, I'd have to say, in our generation. I feel like, personally.
Yes.
It's hard to get through that. And I feel like if they have something that can help, why not?
So be it. It doesn't hurt. And CBD doesn't make you high or anything.
Yeah. It's got no THC in it. It's got nothing like that. So
there's no psychoactive...
It's not marijuana. It's not any of that. So why should we ban that if it's not anything to do with that stuff? You know what I mean? Yeah,
it also helps with seizures. Yeah, and Tourette's and Crohn's disease.
Yes,
and it could
help. I
have
a friend that takes that actually because he has Crohn's disease.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And it's hard to deal with that stuff on a regular day basis. Some people just have to have something that boosts them up a little bit. I mean, not like they should lean on that forever, but sometimes it's a possibility that they have to.
Honestly, I feel like the government or pharmaceuticals companies should regulate it and give it out as prescriptions and actually give like people. So you need to take this amount, this day and this day. Treat it like medicine, and I think it should be good.
Speaking of, did you hear about that new There's a new thing going around that's talking about how to deal with your kids' candy for Halloween being poisoned. And I'm like, what?
Poison?
What? Yeah, they're trying to say that their candy's going to be poisoned now. Which, I mean, I'm not going to say that it's not going to happen because, honestly, the world has gotten so much more intense with, like, all this stuff going on. It really has. I mean, there's just been, like I remember last year I saw a post about, what was it? It was about, what was it? Ecstasy. I meant to say ecstasy. They had these little pill things. You remember how they come in different forms and all that?
Yeah.
And they were like trying to show people like, beware of this being in your kid's bag. You know, beware, check it, do all that. And like, I was just sitting there in my head thinking, what? Who has the money to like buy all that and hand out?
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. Like something just seems like it would be impossible, but I mean, there has been a lot of impossible things lately that have been able to happen, so.
But here's my thing about it. First of all, don't get candy from people that are crazy.
Yeah.
So they might have that. You know, look out for crazy people. Also, crazy people normally don't have a lot of money to buy drugs to put in people's candies.
Yeah, to like hand out in loads.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be like impossible.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do all that, but I know it's expensive.
Yeah.
And who has the money for that? Like
But
put
I
in
mean-
a bunch of candy.
But I mean, like
But
I said,
still be
I'm not,
safe.
I'm not going to pass it by though, because I mean, like I said, anything's possible. I've seen
Anything's
some
possible.
crazy things happen.
I mean, be on the lookout, be cautious, be safe, but don't have like irrational fear.
I mean, like just do like how my parents did back in the day. They used to just check our bag.
Yeah, check it. Check
know,
for little
just-
holes, little slits, or whatever.
Yeah, just like normal, you know, check to make sure the candy's safe.
Mhm.
Nothing looks too weird, that it looks like normal and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And then, I mean, let it go on, you know, like just keep it traditional, keep it the way it is.
Or just stuff your face with Snickers.
I mean, because obviously I wouldn't want my kid to just go and buy a ton of candy from like out in nowhere and then just randomly just start binging on it, like, you know, but I mean, some people just get so caught up in that stuff.
Ever
feel like-
traded candy? with
Traded
kids?
candy?
With
Oh
kids.
my God.
Have like
yeah.
a little business going on
Are
here.
you kidding me? Yes.
Like dump your all your candy on the table and be like, I'll trade you this for that and this and that, and then you're smart with it and you have all the best candy because you're bartering and stuff.
Speaking of, I went to this high school back in North Carolina, and there was this kid. He had a ton of like candy bars. This wasn't around Halloween, but it just brought to mind. But he had a ton of candy bars, and he sold them as like a little business in the school. Like he would go around, and people knew he was the candy guy, so they'd go over and
It's
be
like 25 cents a candy bar or
yeah.
something.
Actually, I think it was like $1. I'm not sure, but
Good God.
he was just like, all right, if you want a candy bar, like it wasn't like those candy fundraisers that you see. It was
just-
like he was a legit
Businessman.
He went to what was it, like Costco or something, got the candy bars, and then was selling them, and people were actually buying it. He never got caught either, because you can't do that. You're not allowed to sell stuff in high school. Well, at least at that high school, you weren't allowed, like unless you had the authority to do so. And this guy got away with it. Could you imagine how much money he probably made? Because back then you wanted candy in every class.
I'm thinking of a little kid with a trench coat. And
Actually, he wore a trench coat.
he wore a trench coat, and
Yeah.
he's like, he opens up the trench coat, and he's like, check out my Snickers, check out my whatchamacallit. It's $1. And he wears like a fedora.
Well, actually, I remember he had like really long hair. He looked really sketchy, to be honest with you.
That's awesome.
But he sold it out of his backpack, and I honestly started picking something up out of that. I ended up. I used to make these. What were they called? Lanyards. I used to make these lanyards, and I'd do them like, and I would make people pay for them. And it was like $2, I think it
Wait,
was.
lanyard out of candy?
No, just a regular lanyard.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I thought you were talking
I used
about
to
candy.
make them, and people would pick the different colors, and I would only sell it to them for like $2. And it didn't really go too far, but it was worth a shot. Hey, I learned some really good business skills from doing that. All right. But high school was when I tried like a bunch of different things. It was just stupid. I tried to like get money out of anything. Gosh, I tell you, I tried to sell my Xbox at school.
Really?
Yeah, I sold my Xbox, like, and I remember it was like $50 I think I sold it for, and like I look back and I'm like, gosh, I missed that Xbox. I should have never sold it. Because there were some really good games on Xbox.
I used to sell Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Really?
I got $5 for Blue Eyes White Dragon, one of the most common cards. $5.
How about, do you remember Pokemon cards? Like how big it was?
I
to have
had
the Pokemon
like
cards?
500 of those. I had a shiny Togepi. Oh, I still have it. Probably in my closet.
I used to have a whole box full of them, and me and my brother used to play them outside. I never forget. We were in the driveway. We were sitting there, and we'd just sit there and play Pokemon cards. Mm-hmm. Just play with them the whole time. And I mean, to see it get big now, back with Pokemon Go and stuff, it's just crazy to me that they've made it better in a way. But I mean, it'll never be better than like all the old games and the movies and things like that. I mean, that's just one of those things you're never gonna beat in Pokemon.
Pokemon 2000 was my first movie I've ever seen in theaters.
Really?
It was great.
Oh, man.
I was like 5.
I'll never forget. Like, I remember playing the games. The games were fun. I think the last one I ever played was on a PlayStation 1 or something like that. Mm-hmm. I'm not really sure, but it was pretty cool.
It wasn't on a PlayStation.
Wasn't it?
No, because it's Nintendo.
Well, was it on Nintendo then?
Probably Nintendo.
Probably was. I don't know. I
Pokemon
just remember...
Snap or something.
Yes.
Snap? You take pictures of Pokemon?
Yes.
Ooh,
that was really fun to play.
I got 100% on that. I was so excited.
I don't even remember
Professor
what I got.
Oak loved me.
I don't even remember how I did on that. Like, man, that's such an old game. I don't remember. But gosh, that was one of my favorites. Mm-hmm. And then, do you remember Digimon?
I wasn't a big fan of Digimon, but I liked it. I
don't know. Digimon was alright, but I had a blanket of Digimon. Mm-hmm. I watched a couple of the shows, but it didn't take place too much for me.
No. What about Beyblades?
Oh my gosh.
Was that a cartoon?
Yes, I think so.
Or was it just a toy?
Maybe it was just a toy. I'm not sure. But I remember on my kitchen floor, I used to play with those.
Big old bracelet thing. It's like a giant thing on your wrist, and you're like...
Yes. I was the king or queen in my kitchen using the Beyblades. That was my thing.
Man. Gosh.
Well, anyways, guys, I think this is what we're going to do for our second episode. It's great to hear the feedback, like I said before.
Yeah.
And we're just going to call it a night. But like I said, share, like, subscribe to all these things.
Yeah, follow us on Facebook. We got Facebook now. We got Twitter. We do a lot of exclusive stuff on each and every one. We just got approved for Google Play.
Yes.
Which is awesome. We got approved for iTunes.
Yes.
And we're on YouTube. So, by the way we're going to do the schedule is whenever we're done editing the audio and all that stuff, we release it on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, whenever it's done, usually within the next day. But on YouTube, it'll be on like Thursday around 5 p.m., something like that. Because on YouTube, we're going to have like pictures showing up if we need to, or like visual stuff to it. But yeah, just check us out then. Follow us on everywhere, Instagram too.
Also, if you have any suggestions, ideas, or you just want to talk to us and give us, feedback, just comment on any of our videos, on our pages, or anything like that. We definitely want you to feel like you're heard, because you are. You guys, it really wouldn't be possible for us to get this done at all if it wasn't for you guys. Mm-hmm. So we hope that we keep your interest, and we hope to hear back more from you every day. And yeah, that's it.
Have a very happy Halloween.
And thank you from the podcast, Beautifully Nesty.
See ya.